All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to my virtual campfire. Up now, we've got a friend of mine, a frequent guest here around our virtual campfire. And we're going to talk about something that sounds so good, but I'm not sure if it is really as good for the consumer as as it looks like on a piece of paper. That said, I want to bring up my friend Ron Burdge from the Burdge Law Firm up in Ohio. Hey, Ron, thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Alan.
I know you have seen every trick in the book, so to speak. You're probably learning more and more when it comes to RV lemons and manufacturers and people trying to skirt around the law and their responsibility. But I saw this thing recently, and it came out from RVIA, our friends over there at the RV Industry Association, called the Dispute Resolution Program for Recreation Vehicles, helping to mediate consumer issues. That sounds great. If I'm a consumer and I have a problem with my RV, now there's a board that I can go to, right? It sounds good, yes?
Oh, it sounds good, but remember what everybody's mother told us when we were all growing up. If it sounds too good to be true.
It may well be. You want to give you've, I'm sure, looked into this a little bit, but isn't the bottom line, if a manufacturer makes a good product, then they won't have to have people that are upset and go to mediation in the first place?
You know, if they went there in the first place, it might be a little bit of a faster process. And actually, it might have people a little more satisfied when they got to the end of it, if they actually got in the door and if they actually got through the process. And most people don't, who are trying to get in there and get it done.
Explain what you're talking about. I mean, you know, if I have buy a new RV, it's still under warranty, and I'm going back and forth with the dealer, and their dealer's going with the manufacturer. Isn't this? It sounds like the dispute resolution program is meant to streamline things, but it doesn't sound very streamliney to me.
Actually, it doesn't streamline anything. In fact, it drags it out, makes it a little bit longer process than it otherwise might be. Think about it this way. You got an RV, it's got problems, bought it new, it's under warranty. First thing you do is start calling the dealer and complaining, get it in. Takes a month or two to get in. Takes a month or two for the dealer to get their work done. If it's weeks or months, it doesn't matter. It's eating up the clock, the time that you got to file a formal claim. So you get fed up with the dealer. You reach a point where you start calling the factory. Okay, they tell you go back to the dealer, and you do some more round the merry-go-round, work with both of them, and then you eventually reach a point where the clock is running out on you. People need to remember that these warranties that RV companies give, typically they will cut your normal time down that you would be able to file a formal complaint against them down to as little as 15 months, and in some cases only 90 days after you bought it. So this, although it sounds like a good program, the problem is it's one more waste of time step for you to go through.
It sounds like, in my view, it's kind of like a ship that sails on behalf of its crew. In other words, the RV industry has got this group, the DeMars and Associates, but the DeMar and Associates' program is funded, I believe, from RVIA, from dealers and manufacturers. And so it's like going before the school board. The board's going to go do whatever they want to. Yes, thank you so much. We're going to take all that into consideration. Then they're going to do what they damn well please. Sorry.
Yeah, there's some serious problems with the process, I think. And one of those is just that, because the people who are paying the mediator to decide what the mediator should tell the factory to do are the people at the factory. It's a bit like the hen house being guarded by the fox. And then on top of that, it's all a private, confidential, secret process. You're not allowed to tell anybody what's going on in there or what the result was. And the public released data, they only released one bunch of data from this program, and that was back in 2022. But what was really curious about it is 34% of the people who actually applied never even got in the door. They were all rejected right off the bat. And another half of all the people who wanted to get in, those were thrown out because they were no longer covered by the warranty. They set up terms that are such a way that they get to winnow down the people who are coming to complain.
Well, aren't they, this board, this program, aren't they doing what the owner and the manufacturer should have been doing anyway all along? I mean,
oh, yeah. Matter of fact, going back to those statistics that they actually released about how they work, out of all the people who do actually get in the door at this program, so to speak, their case gets past all the reviews and says, okay, this is one we got to deal with. Well, roughly 2/3 of those never get to the end. The factory starts talking to them right away. So they don't even get to the mediation they thought they were going to get to, because what happens is the factory calls them up. Well, that's who they were dealing with before they went to this board. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
And all the while, the warranty is running out. Tick, tock, tick, tock, and it's running out. Right. And then you're just SOL. You are completely out of luck.
Yeah, when that clock runs out, you run out and your warranty disappears. It's as though you never had it anymore. And things that didn't get fixed are now on your nickel.
If somebody is considering this option, is it something you think, I know you're not giving legal advice here, but is it something that somebody should consider doing, or just forget this and just communicate effectively with the manufacturer? Like you've always said, document, record everything, keep all your ducks in a row, be professional. Or is this a good idea to do?
Well, I think the first thing to remember is this whole idea is optional. No consumer has to go through it. So what you got to do is take a look at what's going on. One of which is, since your time to actually file a formal complaint is limited, do you even have time left to even try it? Because they say that they will get a decision. Their target is to get a decision to the owner within 40 days. Well, if all you've got is a few weeks or 30 days or so left, you don't have enough time to wait for a decision from these people, because your legal rights will disappear before you find out whether they're even going to do anything. And so you've got to look at that too.
If the decision goes the other way, what I don't want, if I'm going, with these manufacturers, no, sir, I'm sorry, Mr. Warren, it's not going to happen for you. Then my options I have no options. When the clock runs out, I'm just screwed.
Yep, that's right. And if you manage to actually get into this process and get out of it, because they won't do anything for you, or they won't do what you want done, and if you still have time left to file a case, most of these warranties also say that you have to deliver a specific written notice to a specific address before you can even file a formal case. So they're still putting roadblocks in your way. This isn't like when you and I bought our first cars back in the day. When you had a problem, the dealer would actually take care of you. And if the dealer didn't, and you actually did phone the factory, by golly, they wouldn't put up with anything. They took care of it. That is not the RV industry.
Well, I know manufacturers. I do. And I know some dealers that are really, really good. I believe in my heart and my brain. It's not just some emotional fantasy. I believe that if they have a problem, if you as a consumer have a problem, that dealer will do everything. They'll bust their hump to try to help them. But not everybody's like that.
Right dealer. Oh, if you get to the right dealer, and that's where you make your buy in the first place, then you're right. There are some dealers out there that try their hardest to take care of their customers. Unfortunately, there are some who are not. And when it gets to the manufacturers, it's the same story, except most of them are not. It's all about the money at the factory level.
And you've used that word roadblocks many times when we've spoken. And it's funny, but not funny. But those roadblocks, you don't even notice them as a consumer. If you don't read the warranty and the fine print, those roadblocks, I'll deal with it when I deal with it. But they're like friggin' speed bumps. They're not a little roadblock. They're a wall that you're going to hit as a consumer. And if you don't recognize a potential wall, you're going to hit it maybe. And that's why Beth Wells, when we've had her on, she says, read your warranty. Ask questions. Understand it.
Yeah, the worst part of it all is when you're getting ready to buy the RV, where's the warranty? It's in the RV with all that other pack of literature, the suitcase, waiting for you to get in it and drive home. You don't even get a real honest to goodness chance to see it. So you know what you're getting before you even buy it. Now, there's a few dealers who actually will tell you about it, and some of them will actually even let you see a copy. But most buyers, they don't realize what's going on until it's too late.
I know that you have these Monday morning recalls that you post on Burdge Law, on your Facebook post, and then we share it out in our Facebook groups about camping and RVing. Have you been doing, I'll re-ask that. You're doing that, it seems like a lot now. Not every Monday, but almost every Monday. Has it been like that for the 30 plus years that you have been practicing law and, handling RV lemons? Or is it getting more?
It really has. And there's more nowadays. In fact, if you look at some of the statistics, some of those actually are compiled by the industry. And I saw a chart today showing what it looked like for the past roughly 5 years or so. And it was really interesting because you see the manufacturer defects and the ups and downs of the quantity. You reach a certain point a couple of years ago when Thor shot up through the roof, beat everybody on the quantity of recalls they were doing. So that stuff is happening regularly out there. It's a rare Monday morning when I don't get a list of recalls from the NHTSA federal recall people. And I, by the way, I want to give a shout out and thanks to all those dealers in the service department who have told me that they watch for those too. They know what's going on.
Yeah, they do. And you know, what is sad is that I will post or we will share into our Facebook groups, hundreds of thousands of people collectively in these Facebook groups. And hey, everybody, here's the latest recalls. And most people just, it's not going to happen to me. It ain't going to happen to me. And I just can't believe it. They won't spend 30 seconds to scan and go, we're on the list. And if you don't know, that doesn't mean the problem's not there. It just means you don't know what you don't know yet.
Yeah. And one of the problems with that is when the recall is announced by the feds, the federal government, if you don't know where that is and how to find it, you won't know about it. And even when the recall is announced, what I regularly see is that when you read into it, you see where the manufacturer indicates when they're going to send out notices to the owners and to the dealers. And it's never when the feds find out about it and release their notice. It's typically a month to 3 months after that, that you as an owner might get the recall in your mail. And God hope that they have got the recent address for you and you didn't move.
And open the mail. So a lot of people just chunk it. It's junk mail. They just don't even know. I don't know. You and I think, we're on the same page. We're trying to sound the alarm. We don't want to make people afraid. We just want to get them to pay attention for their own benefit,
To be smart.
Yeah, smart like you, like me.
To be smart, to watch out for themselves, because when it gets right down to it, the RV industry is typically looking out for its own wallet. They're not looking out for you as an owner, so you need to take care of yourself.
All right, a couple of things here. First, what Ron just said, that you need to take care of yourself. Amen to that, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to either be prepared for just in case or not prepared in the event of a problem. But what I want to know is this. Do you believe that a program that is developed by and funded by the folks in the RV industry can be totally impartial in settling disgruntled owners' disputes? If you think the RV industry can be impartial and unbiased, type 1 in the comments below. If you think the industry will, when they're forced to make a decision, will actually side with their own, type 2 in the comments below. It doesn't seem to me to be anything more than just nice sounding window dressing. The dealers that I work closely with are not perfect, but I'm telling you, if they have a disgruntled owner that has a legitimate problem with their RV and the manufacturer, these dealers can do and they will do everything they can to help get a reasonable resolution before it ever gets to the I'm going to get a lawyer phase. Good dealers want you to be happy. They really do. And they do everything they can to help you be happy. We're going to leave it there for today, but if you would, let me know where you are catching the show from. It's always nice to see people from different parts of the country that are joining me. Thank you again for watching today's video. I do appreciate you. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. The Wingman has got to go. Hey, it's the RV Wingman, and if you're looking for an honest RV dealer, one that will work hard to earn and keep your business, I hope you'll check out the RV dealers I trust. I really do trust them, and I think you can trust them as well. Go to rvdealersitrust.com, rvdealersitrust.com.